Ahoy there folks, I'm Captain Benzie and welcome to another video for Eve Echoes. Today we have patch notes come out of almost nowhere, and again some really exciting stuff for us to cover and talk about, including one thing that I know a lot of folks have been asking since way back when the game first launched. We'll get right in on that in just a moment. Now, as usual with a patch note video, this is pretty much just going to be me talking. All you're going to see on screen is the actual notes themselves scrolling past. If you want to see these in game yourself, obviously you just tap the patch note button on the right. Obviously you can watch along with me, you can read along with me, or you can just set your phone or whatever you're playing this on off to the side and grab, a cup of tea, some biscuits, and treat it like a podcast while you do whatever you want to do around the house. Anyway, with all that said and done, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like on it, sub to the channel for all things Eve Echoes, ding that notification bell, check out my Patreon and Redbubble merchandise stores if you want to help support the channel that little bit extra. Otherwise, let's get cracking straight on in on this one. So this is the patch notes for the 20th of July at 0800 UTC, so that's tomorrow if you're watching this as I launch it, and it'll take 120 minutes to complete, so 2 hours of patch time. Let's see what's coming. New content. First of all, the Rescue Laboratory series missions. Ooh, that sounds quite exciting. Commissioned by Concord Aerospace, DED will carry out special operations across the universe to rescue the module research laboratories invaded by pirates. Due to the vastness of the universe and the large number of pirates, DED will issue special combat mission requests to Capsuleers through encounters when they need help. Capsuleers have a chance to receive these missions when refreshing Expert encounters, that is the Tech 10 variants. Given the pirates have assembled a large number of fleets as guard, the suggested difficulty level given by the Concord Analysis Department is Super Expert. Please be well prepared for the mission after accepting it. It's recommended to pilot an advanced battleship or a carrier to the mission location. That means these interesting. Mission location, high sec, low sec, or null sec. So I was going to say this means they're obviously only going to be in low sec or null sec because of carriers. No, because you can do these in advanced battleships, and of course you can do them in fleets. There are high sec options as well. Ooh. Due to the urgency, DED will only issue missions in the systems near the Capsuleer's location. So you'll get these wherever you are. We're actually getting missions now, encounter missions in nullsec, basically. Triggering conditions. There is a chance of receiving the mission when refreshing encounters. The probability of receiving missions is lower in high-sec areas and higher in null-sec. Loot. Destroy pirates to earn bounties and common modules. After defeating all pirates, you can open the chests they left behind, which may contain data cores, reprocessed materials, rigging experiment data, and experiment secret trafficking containers. So yay, we're getting trafficking containers again. These are the ones that you have to open using the keys that you buy. Hopefully it'll just be the standard keys and it's not going to be a new type of key, but we'll see. We'll see on this one. Interestingly though, this is available in nullsec. This is basically encounter missions in nullsec, which is pretty sweet. I'm actually kind of hype about that. That's really quite cool. But the fact is, it is still available in highsec if you want, and it gives people a reason to move into lowsec as well. How many people are going to take a carrier into lowsec? I don't know. I can't imagine all that many, but hey, probably someone will do it. And if you've got, a decent setup of a couple of sinusoidal like beacons nearby, then yeah, you can do a quick escape if someone does come for you. If you see some people in system, you can just activate a jump drive and GTFO out of there. So that's pretty cool. Interestingly though, obviously a lot of rig materials here, and why is it rig materials like reprocessed materials and stuff? Well, because they are adding at long last the Type 4 rigs. You have asked for this since they were removed from the game right back just after launch. 2 years in, we are finally getting Type 4 rigs. In response to the threat of an unknown faction, ooh, put a little pin in that one and we'll come back to it. Manufacturing license of the Type 4 rigs is now made available by Concord to help Capsuleers improve their combat abilities. A feasible reverse engineering blueprint for Type 4 rigs is formulated to control the cost of use and promote market circulation. This is a good thing. This is not just a case of, oh, you just drop the blueprints and off we go. No, you have to reverse engineer these blueprints as a way of now actually having reverse engineering be helpful for marketeering. Excellent, I like that. The blueprint is made based on the number of blueprints of Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3 rigs from the same series, with adequate supply in the market and perfected through extensive experiments. That's amazing! They listened to us. NetEase listened to us. Ultimately, we've been saying for a long time that Type 1 and Type 2 rig blueprints are pretty much useless, because once people can afford the Type 3s, they just go for the Type 3s, and even online the different rigs have different penalties. Obviously, the better the bonus, the worse the penalty. So for example, a Cannon Collision Accelerator 1 gives you so much extra damage, but increases the power grid cost of your cannons, whereas a Cannon Collision Accelerator 2 is much higher damage, but also much higher power grid cost, which means it's harder to fit them onto your ship. It's a sort of, pro and con. We don't have that in Echoes, so the Type 1 and Type 2 have been pretty much useless and are thus on the market for what purpose exactly? For this. You can use Type 1, Type 2 and Type 3 rigs and the blueprints to help reverse engineer a Type 4 blueprint. This is going to consume so many blueprints off the market that it is going to massively help increase those blueprint costs again. I am super happy about that. That's what we've been asking for, additional consumption in the game. Okay, admittedly at this point it's only on rig blueprints, but hey, that's something. It's a step in the right direction. It's a dip of the toe in the water. See how this works, and maybe this will be applied to other systems in the future as well. That's awesome. Now, materials required: Type 3 blueprints mainly, Type 1 blueprints, Type 2 blueprints, and rigging experiment data. Now, ways to obtain: permanent. The rigging experiment data for reverse engineering can be obtained from the Rescue Laboratory series of missions. That's how you get those. So you're going to need to do those missions in order to get the rigging experiment data, which you can then sell on the market to people who want to make rigs. Thank goodness I've been leveling up my rig manufacturing completely unrelated, just because I've been flying the Noctis around. This is really cool for me. Ways to obtain permanent rigging. Yep, we saw there reprocessed materials for manufacturing can be obtained from cosmic anomalies or markets. So it's going to be standard rigging materials, but presumably a lot of them. That's really cool. Ways to obtain: limited time, open experiment secret trafficking containers to obtain rigging experiment data. The price is 2 million ISK with a daily purchase limit. It's available for a limited time in New Eden store. Okay, so what we're looking at there is the experiment secret trafficking containers are going to be found in those particular anomalies for a limited period of time, until July 31st. You'll be able to buy the keys. Those keys will cost you 2 million ISK with a daily purchase limit. I think it's the keys they're talking about there. We will see. That's pretty cool. So I like this. We've got a reason to actually have some consumption of lower rig BPs. We're getting some really interesting additional stuff on top of that and adding the tech for rigs. Huzzah. However, as soon as I start celebrating, a rig unfitting service. Due to the increasing demand for advanced rigs, rig unfitting service is now available in all stations. During fitting, you may destroy a rig or spend ISK to unfit it. That better be a bloody high cost is all I can say, because the whole point of rigs is that they get destroyed. It's a form of consumption. So they're adding a form of consumption, but sort of taking one away? I'm a little uneasy on this, I won't lie. The cost of unfitting rigs is high because it's challenging. Oh good. Given that rigs are highly integrated with the ships, it's recommended to unfit the rigs only when necessary. At present, only integrated rigs can be unfit. Okay, that's brilliant. Only integrated rigs can be unfitted. Huzzah, this means the super expensive integrated rigs, you can spend even more money to unfit them and play. Yes, this I like. I take that back. This I like. This is a really positive change. This is another form of consumption. It just means that the integrated rigs themselves aren't so ridiculously expensive that you're never going to do anything with them. If you're a battleship pilot, for example, who's got a rigged out ship that's fitted already with fully integrated tier 3 rigs, now you're going to be able to unfit those and change it to tier 4 integrated rigs, which is going to be super expensive. There's a load of consumption there as well. Obviously those tier 3 rigs, I don't know what you'll do with them afterwards, but hey, you can sell them on the market, I guess. At present, only integrated rigs can be unfitted. They will be moved to inventory after being unfitted. The integrated rigs and their attributes will not be lost. So this is really cool. I like that. I like that a lot, and it does mean you can move integrated rigs around if you wish, but at cost. Now, ultimately, people were kind of doing this anyway with sort of insurance fraud. Obviously not to the same level, because that does destroy the internal rigs, not the webbing itself, so to speak. But hey, that's cool. I'm okay with that. That's cool. I like this. I take back what I said about being worried. That is additional consumption there, plus the ability to actually modify your ship fit if you have a very expensive fit in order to go up to the Tech 4 rigs. How long before Matty loses a ship that has fully integrated Tech 4 rigs in it? We will see. Limited time items arrive, available from July 20th to July 31st. Experiment secret trafficking container contains unknown rigging experiment data, reprocessed materials, etc. Priced at 2 million ISK with a daily purchase limit. Brand new skill point special offer contains insurance points, lucky packs, skill points, and Lazarus units. It comes with a weekly purchase limit. I don't mind buying skill points. I genuinely don't mind buying skill points. Skill points have a soft cap that once you have so many, you don't really need more. Like, I will not be buying more skill points on Captain Benzie or on Silent Rose because everything they do is pretty much maxed out anyway. I'm not personally going to waste money in getting from 554 to 555 on something like medium cannon upgrade or whatever. That said, however, I do have other characters who are still languishing around like Tech 7, Tech 8 that I would like to be able to sort of rush some of the skills that they want. That's useful, so being able to buy those I'm fine with. I just worry that that is going to be gift IP, not standard IP, despite the fact that you have still paid money for it. I genuinely believe we should just do away with the entire sodding gift IP system and just have it all count as standard IP, but hey, that's just me. What do I know, right? I'm just the guy who plays this game 24/7. Anyway, so yeah, insurance points I don't like, but at least it's lucky packs. Skill points and Lazarus units I'm all for. Weekly purchase limit. Brand new Sneaky Peek Lucky Pack contains 3 experiment secret trafficking containers, 3 secret trafficking decoding credentials, or the keys, and 1 experiment data opt box. It comes with a weekly purchase limit. Again, I'm fine with all that. What? Wait, what? What am I reading here? Balance adjustments? Are they actually finally putting balance adjustments in the freaking, like, weekly maintenance? Again, this is something we've been asking for. NetEase are listening to us. Oh my god, it's amazing. Oh man. Let's have a look at what we have here. So, rocket fuel cache petition, including capital class, adjusted to 8, 12, 16, and 20%. Okay, that does mean they're not... Hydraulic bay thruster, including capital class, adjusted to 8%, 11%, 14%, and 17%. That is nerfs to some of the missile rigs there in regards to range, but it is a buff there, I think, to the rocket fuel cache petition, which I think is a good thing, because it now gives you a reason to use either of those. I think that doesn't really change all that much, but we'll see. Drone range extender is adjusted to increase both optimal and fall-off, good, and fighter range extender is adjusted to increase both optimal range and fall-off range. This is good because the drone range rigs ultimately weren't giving them additional range, and this is a bit of an unusual thing. So those are rigs I don't often see people using, yet they really help with application, especially against fast-moving targets, because your drones are able to apply better at further ranges, which means lower angular velocity, and thus better application. Good. People should really be starting to use those. I should probably do a video checking how those work. Anyway, Voyage ceremony registration is open. Registration period July 21st to July 28th. Concord will hold a grand parade to commemorate the 2070th anniversary since the first time humans in New Eden successfully warped through a Stargate. All corporations are invited to participate in the event and showcase their powerful strength and the tremendous improvement achieved in science and technology by New Eden to commemorate the fearless pioneers in the space exploration era. Capsuleers are required to participate in the event as corporations. The top 3 corporations on the Inscription of the Galaxy leaderboard will be invited. Corporations that meet certain requirements can register to participate in the event. The participating corporations will be randomly selected, and the list of participating corporations will be published after the registration period ends. Please check the Voyage ceremony event page for more information. Okay. I have no idea what any of that is. It's wonderful, that whole check the event page for more information. Yeah, so we get these patch notes that get you all excited and then nothing until tomorrow when I can actually look into it. Or not tomorrow because it's July 21st. So we need to wait until July 21st comes along, then we can check it. That's Thursday. Have a look and register for some kind of event. Okay. I like events. Events are good. They're an interesting thing to add to the game. They give us something to do. Yeah, okay, events. I'm down with that. Just wish we had a bit more information. I don't know. We'll see how that one goes. We will see how that one goes, I guess. And if it's good or bad, I will do a video on it. If it's meh, I will probably just ignore it like everyone else. But we'll see. Finally then, optimizations, updated estimated prices based on successful transactions in the market. It wouldn't be a patch note without it, would it? But okay, key takeaways from this. First of all, we're getting balance adjustments in weekly updates. That's huge. That is genuinely huge. That is something we have been crying for a long time. Counterintuitively, the reason that NetEase say we would rather do 2 big updates once, 2 big updates per year, either side of it, rather than small updates weekly, is because we don't want big changes to upheave the game. So, you don't want to do big changes twice a year because you don't want big changes. You don't want to do small changes frequently because you think big changes are a bad idea. Like that to me makes no sense, right? Am I just, am I screwy here? That makes no sense to me. The concept of having 2 big balance patches means that we don't get fixes when we need them, we have to wait for them, and then when they come, they're either like too much or not enough, and there's no tweaking done. So you gotta wait 6 bloody months for the next one before we go for round 2. Whereas if you just had small adjustments in the weekly, you can kind of go, right, okay, we think that, I'm using an example here, please don't crucify me, I think that the Coveter is doing too much ore harvesting, so I'm gonna reduce it a little bit. How's that work? Next week, oh, okay, actually, it kind of works, let's tweak it a little bit further. Okay, cool. Week after that, okay, yeah, that was a bit far. Let's go halfway back to the second point. There we go, it's perfect. Interceptors, we need to slow them down, we need to change this, you could do minor changes, minor adjustments, and just keep tweaking them until you hit a point that you're happy with. You do a small adjustment, okay, it's not enough. Next week you do another small adjustment, it's still not enough. You do another small adjustment, you go, oh, okay, that's a bit too far, let's pull it back a little bit. You can modify and play around with things, but no, they have been insistent on 2 a year big updates because they don't want big updates. They do 2 big updates because they don't want big updates. Yeah, Anyway, balance adjustments coming in weekly maintenance. That's awesome. Limited time arrivals coming. Rig unfitting is pretty cool. Type 4 rigs finally here is amazing. That's adding consumption to the game, and it's adding some more min-maxing, and it's adding something that people have been after since the game launched. On top of which, we have these new laboratory series missions, which actually work out in low-sec and null-sec as well, so there's more reason to be in low-sec and null-sec. I am ever so slightly disappointed that it is carrier-centric crap because, well, how many people actually are flying carriers in the game? Like, yeah, okay, you can do it with advanced battleships, but can you really? It's just going to be carrier fest again, and I don't like that. When are we getting abyssal dead spaces or the equivalent? Something designed for cruisers, frigates, and destroyers, not bloody battleships and carriers. Everything new that seems to be added is for carriers and battleships, and I'm getting pretty tired of that, if I'm completely honest. But hey, new content is new content. While I can be disappointed that it's not new content that affects me or the community at large, it only affects a small group, it's still new content, and that's a step in the right direction, right? Anyway, folks, those are my thoughts and opinions on the patch notes. Hopefully that gives you some insight into what's coming, gives you some time to prepare. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of this in the comment section down below, or on Reddit, or wherever you found the link to this. You know the drill by now. Thanks for watching right the way through to the end, folks. Happy sailing, and see you in New Eden!